Mekhi Becton, I don't give a. This dude comes in at 500 pounds to training camp. He better be ready to maul cats on that offensive line. Because if he wants that left tackle spot back, then he needs to play his ass off. Like, there better be Mekhi Becton, and there better be his ass, like, back here. Okay?
This is a problem. Realistically, the problem is that we're still talking about this. I keep hearing that the team wants him to play at 350. If I recall correctly, he ran that ridiculously blazing fast 40 at 367 a few years ago at the combine. 350, I think, might be difficult for him. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't want to say that it's not possible, and I also don't want to say that the injury that he sustained last season was because he was too heavy. I think the Jets might be asking Mekhi to do something that he may honestly have an extremely hard time doing. Now, he is a millionaire. He's a football player, professional, the whole thing. I'm not really making those type of excuses for him, because the fact of the matter is that if they feel like it's possible for him, then I think maybe, they obviously know more than what it is that I would, not being in the building. But the fact is that I don't believe in having light in the ass offensive linemen. I just kind of don't. Him playing at 400 pounds, if that is something that he's comfortable doing, we all saw what happened a few years ago when we were at, what was the linebacker's name, the young cat that we asked him to put on all that weight and it ended up ruining his career. I remember his story was so good. We were really excited about it. It came from Louisville too, right? If you guys in the chat, if y'all can help me out with that, right?
So what is it? Is it Lorenzo Malden?
Him. Facts. Okay. That's the guy. Yeah, him. They told him to put on 15 pounds. And he fell off the map. He couldn't do it and still maintain the level of play that we were kind of expecting to see him play. And I mean, it's difficult, but this in particular, it's not going to go away. If Mekhi Becton comes into training camp and he's still 370, it's going to be a question. It's going to be an issue. It's going to be something that we're talking about. But if he comes in at 370 and he's pancaking and he's mauling and he plays well enough to be in conversation to continue to play at left tackle, I don't know, man. I'm not in a position to say that I know how it's going to shake out. But I'm going to keep it real. If he was playing at 370, then why not just have him come back in at 370 instead of actually putting so much more pressure on what I have to imagine is still probably a tender knee. I remember somebody kept saying it's not the knee, it's the foot, right?
Yup, that's right. Speaking of which, I'm going to get this comment on the air. Jerry Pedigrassi.
Yeah.
CJ, I've been trying to tell you that Becton has a foot problem that the Jets have kept under wraps. It's over for him. So I'm thinking that if this in fact is true, we could see Mekhi Becton maybe dealt for like a 6th round pick or something like that, just to get him out, make him somebody else's problem.
Scott, you're wild, and you talking about him losing 50 pounds at 370, 320. Come on now, the guy's 6'8". We don't want basketball players. We want football players on the offensive line. We want big uglies. That's the reason why they call them big uglies. We don't want big pretties. We don't want big ass ballerinas. We want big monkey ass. I'm getting ready to push you all the way into the parking lot. That's what we want. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. The minute we start talking about we want light in the ass, ballerina ass offensive linemen, you can come get me because I know I lost it. That's not what we want. It's not what we want, especially when we got all of these big hog ass guys that are playing on the defensive line. Look, this is a difficult question because we want them to be healthy. We want him to be strong. We want him to be physical. We want him to be all of that. But I don't know if being healthy and strong equates to 350 pounds for him. I think he's just too big for it. If it is his foot, and to Jerry's point, and Jerry, welcome aboard, man. I know I didn't address you directly, but welcome, my man. It's the first time I've had a chance to interact. If it is the foot and they're keeping it under wraps, then this is the Jets' fault for not disclosing that, right? This is an organizational problem that we haven't been able to overcome with all of this nonsense. Even going back to some of the nonsense with Muhammad Wilkerson and them not being forthcoming about him being a dick in practice and all the other stuff. If they were honest about that, then I think that a lot of what it is that we would have heard is, let's not sign Muhammad Wilkerson, let's pay Snacks. That would have been me.